Could your simple daily bath habit actually be doing more harm than good? I know it sounds strange, maybe even a little bit alarming. After all, we've always been told that staying clean is staying healthy, right? But here's the thing that most people, especially as we get older, as we journey past the age of 70, don't quite realize. The habits we've carried with us from our younger years don't always serve us the same way anymore. In fact, some of them might even be quietly working against our well-being. Now, let me ask you something real. Have you, or perhaps someone you love, ever lingered in a long, steaming, hot shower in the morning just to feel awake and alive? Or maybe you diligently scrub every inch of your skin with a strong antibacterial soap because it just feels like the cleanest, most responsible thing to do. Or simply out of habit, maybe you bathe every single day without fail because that's what you've always done, and not doing it just feels wrong. You're certainly not alone in this. These routines, they feel good. They offer a sense of control, a sense of dignity, especially after 70 when so much in life can begin to shift. When your body feels different, when energy ebbs and flows unpredictably, when the world outside sometimes seems a little too fast and a little too noisy. These small daily rituals can feel like comforting anchors in a changing sea. But what if I told you that those very same comforting habits could be quietly accelerating the aging process, drying out your skin to potentially dangerous levels, weakening your body's invaluable natural defenses, or even, frighteningly, setting you up for a fall that could instantly change everything? What if the very things you're doing to feel better, to feel cleaner, are actually making you more vulnerable? Now, please don't misunderstand. This conversation isn't meant to scare you. It's here to gently open your eyes to some important, yet often overlooked truths about caring for ourselves as we age. Truths that unfortunately most people never hear until it might be too late. Because over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 5 specific daily bathing habits that might seem completely harmless, perhaps even beneficial, but could in fact be slowly impacting your health and potentially cutting your precious years short. And here's the truly surprising part. Most people don't even realize they're doing them. By the end of our time together today, you'll be equipped to spot these hidden dangers, understand the science behind why they matter so much more now, and most importantly, learn simple, actionable steps you can take starting today to protect yourself or someone you dearly love. So please, stay with me. The crucial details are coming right up. Before we get started, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip from Elder's Guidance. All right, let's dive into our first habit. And this one might truly surprise you because it often feels so incredibly good. Habit number 1, embracing scalding showers. Now I want you to picture someone like Margaret. She's 74, wakes up every single morning before the sun even thinks about rising. The house is quiet. The air still holds a bit of the night's cool. And like clockwork, she steps into a shower where the water is steaming hot. "It's how I start my day," she might tell you with a gentle smile. "It helps me feel alive." And at first, it feels wonderful, doesn't it? Almost like a gentle, loving ritual. The warmth seems to soothe her joints. The steady rush of water over her shoulders feels like a comforting blanket against the morning chill. But slowly, subtly, without her even realizing it, things begin to change. A few weeks might go by, and Margaret starts noticing her skin feels a little tight, a bit dry maybe. She might just brush it off, thinking perhaps it's the weather or the changing seasons. But then, small red patches might begin to appear. Her hands and arms become flaky. The skin on her legs might even begin to crack, little fissures that sting sharply every time she moves. She doesn't understand what's happening. Nothing in her routine seems to have changed. But that's just it. Her routine is precisely what's silently working against her. Here's the scientific truth that often gets missed. As we age, our skin undergoes significant changes. It naturally becomes thinner, less elastic, and crucially, it produces fewer of its own natural oils, known as sebum. These oils are incredibly important. They form a vital part of our skin's protective barrier, often called the acid mantle or hydrolipid film. This barrier does two critical jobs. It keeps essential moisture locked in, and it keeps irritants, allergens, and harmful bacteria out. Now, when you step into that very hot shower, especially if you tend to linger, the heat and the water act like a solvent. They strip away those precious protective natural oils much more effectively than lukewarm water does. Think of it like washing a greasy pan with very hot water versus cool water. The heat cuts through the oil. Without that protective, oily layer, your skin becomes exposed and vulnerable. Moisture evaporates rapidly from it, something scientists call transepidermal water loss, or TEWL, leaving it dry, brittle, and far more susceptible to damage. What feels soothing and relaxing in the moment can actually lead to microscopic cracks and tears in the skin's surface. You might not even see these tiny injuries, but your skin definitely feels them. And when this natural barrier is compromised day after day, your skin simply can't protect you the way it's designed to. It becomes an open invitation for irritation, inflammation, infections, and can exacerbate conditions like eczema or psoriasis. That persistent, dry, itchy feeling you might dismiss as just old skin could actually be your body signaling that its first line of defense is under attack. Now, many people truly believe hot showers are inherently good for you. They relax muscles, maybe help with congestion. And yes, the immediate sensation is often wonderful. But when your skin's natural barrier is already becoming more delicate with age, that intense heat shifts from being helpful to being harmful, especially when it becomes a daily assault. Add to this the fact that aging skin recovers much more slowly. It takes longer to replenish those stripped oils compared to younger skin. But please don't worry. This isn't about giving up the comfort of a warm shower altogether. It's about making gentle, intelligent adjustments. Try this instead. Turn the temperature down. Aim for lukewarm water, warm enough to be comfortable, but not so hot that your skin turns red or feels scalded. A good test is to see if it feels comfortable on the inside of your wrist or elbow. Keep your shower time shorter, ideally aiming for 5 to 10 minutes. There's no need to rush frantically. Just be mindful of the time spent under the water. And when you step out, resist the urge to vigorously rub yourself dry with the towel. That friction can cause further irritation. Instead, gently pat your skin dry with a soft towel. Then, here's the golden rule. Moisturize immediately, within about 3 minutes of patting dry, while your skin is still slightly damp. Use a thick, fragrance-free, hypoallergenic cream or ointment. Look for ingredients like ceramides, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, or petrolatum. Applying moisturizer to damp skin helps to lock in that moisture and rebuild the barrier that the water might have disturbed. These are small changes, truly, but they can make a world of difference to the health and comfort of your skin. Remember, your skin is more than just your outer covering. It's a vital protective organ. Caring for it gently, especially as we age, is a fundamental act of self-care that pays dividends in comfort, confidence, and overall health. Now that we understand the impact of water temperature, let's move on to what we often use with that water. It's probably sitting right there on your bathroom sink or shower ledge. Habit number 2, the over-reliance on harsh antibacterial soaps. Let me introduce you to someone like Frank. He's 76, a proud, independent man, always neat and organized. He was raised, like many of us, with the belief that cleanliness is paramount, perhaps even next to godliness. And so, every single day, without fail, Frank would scrub himself down thoroughly with a strong antibacterial soap. He felt it made him truly clean, like he was diligently scrubbing away every last trace of the day's germs. But over time, something unexpected started happening. Frank began developing rashes, small at first, but then persistent red, irritated patches that just wouldn't seem to clear up. Eventually, his doctor diagnosed him with a stubborn fungal skin infection. Frank was genuinely shocked. "But I'm so clean," he likely protested. "How could this possibly happen to me?" Well, let's take a closer look at what's really going on. You see, our skin is far more than just a simple protective layer. It's a complex and bustling ecosystem, home to literally trillions of tiny microorganisms, mostly beneficial bacteria, along with some fungi and viruses. This community is known as the skin microbiome. Think of these friendly microbes as your skin's personal defense team. They play a crucial role in keeping out harmful pathogens, maintaining the skin's naturally acidic pH, producing antimicrobial substances, and even educating our immune system. They are essential for healthy, resilient skin. The problem arises when we use strong antibacterial soaps, especially those containing harsh chemicals like triclosan or high concentrations of alcohol. These products don't just target the bad germs. They act like a broad-spectrum bomb, wiping out the beneficial bacteria right along with the harmful ones. When you consistently disrupt this delicate ecosystem and eliminate your friendly defenders, you compromise your skin's natural barrier function. That very shield that's meant to protect you starts to weaken. This creates an opportunity. Without the good bacteria keeping things in check, potentially harmful organisms, like certain fungi, hello, Frank's infection, viruses, or even more aggressive bacteria, can move in, multiply, and cause problems. It's a profound irony, isn't it? The very soap marketed to keep you extra clean and protected can actually leave your skin more vulnerable to infections than before. Here's the truth that the marketing often glosses over. Stronger soap does not automatically equate to better hygiene or better health, particularly not for aging skin, which naturally tends to be drier and more sensitive. What your skin craves, especially in later life, is balance and gentle support, not an all-out chemical assault. So, what's the smarter approach? Ditch the harsh antibacterial soaps for daily all-over use, unless specifically prescribed by a doctor for a particular condition. Instead, switch to a gentle, pH-balanced cleanser. Look for products labeled mild, gentle, for sensitive skin, or soap-free. Check the ingredients. Try to avoid harsh sulfates, like sodium lauryl sulfate, strong fragrances, dyes, and of course, aggressive antibacterial agents. A balanced pH, around 5.5, helps support the skin's natural acid mantle and the friendly microbes that thrive there. And remember this golden rule. You don't need to lather up and scrub your entire body from head to toe every single day. Instead, focus your cleansing efforts on what we sometimes call the hot spots, areas where sweat and bacteria tend to accumulate more readily, like your armpits, groin area, buttocks, and feet. A quick, careful wash in these specific areas daily is usually sufficient to maintain good hygiene. For the rest of your body, your arms, legs, back, chest, a simple rinse with lukewarm water is often all that's needed on most days. This isn't about being less clean. It's about being smarter and more respectful of your skin's intricate natural defenses. When you work with your skin's ecosystem instead of against it, you empower it to protect you the way it was designed to. Over time, making this simple switch could lead to noticeably fewer rashes, less irritation, healthier skin, and potentially even fewer infections. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1 to let me know. If not, comment 2. Your thought matter to me either way. So we've adjusted our water temperature and chosen a gentler cleanser. But the potential pitfalls don't end when the water turns off. This brings us to habit number 3, not drying off thoroughly. It seems so minor, doesn't it? So ordinary that most of us barely think about it. Consider someone like Eleanor, 79 years old, sharp and fiercely independent. After her daily bath, she might quickly wrap herself in a towel, get dressed, and carry on with her day, figuring as long as she wasn't dripping wet, she was fine. But weeks later, Eleanor might start feeling an uncomfortable burning or itching sensation, perhaps between her toes, or under her arms, or beneath skin folds. A rash could form, maybe the skin starts to crack. A trip to the doctor might confirm a fungal or bacterial infection taking hold. Why? Because even small amounts of leftover moisture, especially when trapped in warm, dark places like skin folds, create the perfect breeding ground for these unwanted microbes. While younger skin might fight off minor issues quickly, aging skin is more fragile, and our immune systems might not be as robust. That seemingly insignificant dampness can escalate into a persistent, painful infection before you know it. Sometimes this crucial step is skipped simply due to fatigue or difficulty reaching certain areas like the back or between the toes. The solution is straightforward but requires mindful attention. Use a soft, clean towel and gently pat your skin dry. Avoid vigorous rubbing, which can irritate fragile skin. Pay extra special attention to those hidden areas: underarms, beneath the breasts, the groin area, between the thighs, and particularly between each toe. If reaching is difficult, consider a long-handled towel or even a hairdryer on a low, cool setting, held at a safe distance. Taking these extra moments ensures that you're not inadvertently creating a welcoming environment for infection. Dry skin is safe skin. Moving beyond skin health, we must address another critical, potentially life-altering hazard lurking in the bathroom environment. This brings us to habit number 4, ignoring bathroom safety and underestimating the risk of falls. Let's consider James again, the independent 80-year-old. His routine morning shower turned catastrophic in an instant. A slight, unexpected slip on the wet tub floor led to a fall and a fractured hip. That single moment resulted in weeks of hospitalization, painful months of rehabilitation, and ultimately, a permanent loss of the cherished independence he once enjoyed. This isn't just an anecdote, it's a stark reality for many. Falls, particularly in the bathroom, are a leading cause of serious injury among older adults, often acting as a devastating turning point. Why is the bathroom such a high-risk zone? As we age, natural changes occur. Our balance might become less reliable, our eyesight may not adjust as quickly to different lighting or perceive depth accurately. Reflexes can slow, and muscle strength might decrease. Combine these physiological shifts with the inherent hazards of wet, slippery surfaces, hard fixtures, and often limited space, and the potential for a dangerous fall increases significantly. A common, yet perilous mindset is, "I'm careful, I won't fall." Some may also resist safety aids, viewing them incorrectly as signs of decline. However, proactively making the bathroom safer is not about weakness. It's an act of wisdom and strength, a way to actively protect your health and maintain control over your life. Thankfully, many effective preventative measures are straightforward to implement. Improve traction. Place high-quality non-slip mats with reliable suction cups or strong backing both inside the shower or tub and on the floor immediately outside. Ensure these are cleaned regularly to prevent slippery buildup. Install grab bars. These are essential safety features. Have sturdy grab bars professionally installed, bolted into wall studs, in key locations, beside the toilet, vertically at the entrance to the shower tub, and horizontally along the inside wall. They provide vital support for stability and transitions. Consider seating. If standing for the entire shower feels taxing or unsteady, use a proper shower chair or bench with non-slip feet. This significantly reduces the risk of fatigue-related falls. Transfer benches can also greatly aid in safely getting in and out of bathtubs. Ensure good lighting. Bright, adequate lighting is crucial. Eliminate shadows and consider a nightlight for safe navigation during nighttime bathroom visits. Keep essentials close. Organize toiletries so they are easily within reach, preventing the need for risky stretching or bending. Mind your movement. Perhaps the most critical behavioral change is to simply slow down. Move deliberately and consciously, especially when stepping in or out of the tub or shower, or walking on potentially wet floors. Wearing non-slip slippers can also add a layer of security. Implementing these safety measures is a direct investment in your future well-being. It's about far more than just avoiding bruises. It's about preventing potentially devastating injuries and preserving your invaluable independence and quality of life. Don't wait for a near miss or an accident to happen. Make your bathroom a safer space today. We've looked at temperature, soaps, drying, and safety. But there's one final habit, often born from lifelong routine or a simple desire to feel fresh, that can quietly undermine your health. Habit number 5. Bathing. Too often. Consider Helen, 78, who stuck to her lifelong habit of showering twice a day. She felt refreshed, but over time her skin became persistently flaky and dry, and she started feeling chilled much more easily. Why? Because bathing too frequently, especially with hot water or cleansers, delivers a double blow. It continually strips away those essential protective oils we discussed, like in Habit 1, and disrupts the delicate skin microbiome, like in Habit 2. This constant stripping action severely weakens the skin's barrier. Not only does this lead to dryness and irritation, but it can also impair the skin's ability to help regulate body temperature. For older adults, whose temperature regulation may already be less efficient, this can surprisingly increase the risk of feeling cold or even developing hypothermia, even indoors. The deeply ingrained belief that we must bathe daily to be clean often overrides our body's actual needs. For many older adults, especially those who aren't very active, bathing fully 2 or 3 times a week is perfectly adequate. On other days, a quick sponge bath focusing on key areas like the face, underarms, groin, and feet can maintain freshness without compromising skin health. It's about bathing smarter, listening to your skin, and prioritizing balance over unnecessary frequency. So, there we have them. The 5 daily bathing habits truly worth rethinking as we journey through our later years. The lure of scalding hot water, the over-reliance on harsh antibacterial soaps, the seemingly innocent mistake of not drying thoroughly, the often overlooked dangers of slippery bathroom surfaces, and the surprising impact of simply bathing too often. Let's just take a moment to step back and reflect on the real message here. It can feel unsettling, perhaps even a bit personal, to hear that something as simple and routine as a bath or shower, something we've trusted our whole lives for comfort and cleanliness, could actually hold hidden risks. a morning shower to wake up, a warm soak to relax. These are the little rituals that provide structure, comfort, even joy in our daily lives. And that's precisely why it can be hard to accept that these same routines might need adjusting. No one wants to feel fragile. No one wants to think they've somehow been doing something wrong all this time. But please hear this. You haven't done anything wrong. You've done what felt right, what felt normal, what felt safe, based on years of experience. The truth is, as we grow older, the rules of engagement with our own bodies gently shift. Our skin changes, becoming thinner and drier. Our balance might become less steady. Our body's response to temperature, to moisture, to potential invaders, it all subtly transforms. What was once perfectly fine might now quietly be causing damage beneath the surface. Recognizing this isn't about shame or fear. It's about awareness. It's about gaining the knowledge that empowers you to make small, intelligent adjustments. It's about taking back control and living with greater comfort and dignity. It's truly about extending the same compassion and care to your own body that you've likely spent a lifetime giving to others. So, here's what I gently invite you to do. Take a quiet moment soon. Think honestly about your own bathing routine, or perhaps the routine of your spouse, your parents, or a dear friend you care for. Ask yourself those simple but powerful questions. Am I bathing this often out of true need, or just out of lifelong habit? Is my skin often dry, cracked, or itchy? Do I ever feel rushed or unsteady in the bathroom? Is my soap perhaps too harsh, or my water too hot? Sometimes, the smallest reflections can lead to the most significant, life-enhancing changes. And if you're unsure where to begin, please talk to your doctor or healthcare provider. Have a conversation with a trusted caregiver or family member. Starting the conversation is a sign of strength and self-awareness, because growing older doesn't mean losing control. It means becoming wiser, more intentional, and ultimately, more gentle with ourselves. You've earned that wisdom. You absolutely deserve to live these precious years in comfort, safety, and peace. Please don't ignore these gentle signals from your body. Take these insights as reminders that your body still deserves dedicated care, and that you still hold the power to provide it. When you honor that, you're not just potentially adding years to your life, you're undoubtedly adding more life, more quality to your years. So, let's quickly recap those 5 key habits one last time. 1. Hot showers. They strip essential oils, leaving skin dry and vulnerable. 2. Harsh antibacterial soaps. They disrupt the protective skin microbiome. 3. Improper drying. Lingering moisture invites infection, especially in skin folds. 4. Slippery surfaces. Ignoring fall risks threatens independence and health. 5. Overbathing. It compromises the skin barrier and can affect temperature regulation. These habits often aren't discussed enough, but now you are informed. And now, I would genuinely love to hear from you. Which one of these habits surprised you the most? Is there one you, or someone you care about, have perhaps struggled with or just now realized might need a second look? Please share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your stories create connection and help others on this journey feel seen and less alone. And if this video provided value, if it made you pause and think, even for just a moment, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That simple click really helps this important message reach others who might need to hear it. And of course, if you haven't already, I gently invite you to subscribe. This channel is dedicated to exploring how we can age with more grace, health, and dignity, sharing wisdom honestly and tenderly. Thank you so much for spending these quiet moments with me today. Stay strong, stay informed, and always remember, wisdom truly does grow with age. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, comment 1 to let me know. If not, comment 2. Your thought matters to me either way.